Hello guys, my name is Rahul. I guess you already know about me. So the thing is my friends, fellow speakers, they have already discussed a lot about ACO, about how to do schema markups. And there are sessions where you will be talking about how to drive traffic and how to, go ahead and, understand like from where what is coming and all those things will be taken care of. So what I would be doing is I won't be going in details because that will become very repetitive. So rather, I would be going through the slide quite fast and probably share some of the case studies which you may find it important. And apart from that, I would love to have an interactive session where we would be talking about, like if you have any queries regarding, then you can shoot me on that. Alright, so let's get started. Namaste to everyone. Alright, so the thing that we will be discussing is basically what is lead generation and why it is important, and also like what are the things that we need to do in order to improve the quality of the leads, right? And we will end with Q&A. So what is lead generation according to you? How many of you know what is lead generation? What? Yes, Ravi sir. You already made my job easier, so make it more easy. Tell me what is lead generation.
Sell a product to the user or anything which we want to do. The process is called as lead generation.
Awesome. Thank you so much again. So how many of you are doing business or maybe startup, freelancer? Awesome. So you all know the importance of leads, correct? Because that's where our business is depending. So in simple language, what I would say lead generation is getting details of the person who are interested to get a service or product from our end. That's a simple way of explaining. But we also have a formal, definition which actually copied from HubSpot, which is a very reputed source. So you can go through that in case you are interested. All right. So next is why lead generation is important. First, lead generation is something that is directly proportional to your sales. If more number of leads are coming, and if you can close it, that means the sales is growing. If you make more sales, you are making more money. That means your company or your business is growing. So leads is something that we need to be very confident that we will be able to generate good quality of leads, because having a lot of leads is no good unless until you are not able to convert it. So quality of the lead is very important. So we will be talking later how to get good quality leads. Okay, so the thing is we focus in generating more lead, as I mentioned, and the thing that we should focus more is to generate a good lead, something that is relevant to your business. If you're selling a car and if you get lead for a bicycle, that won't be of any good, right? Because the person who is looking for a bicycle, he is not going to buy a car. So this is completely different thing. So number of leads is good, is important, but the relevancy is much more important. So there are certain challenges, like I mentioned, one of them is generating leads. Sometimes it's very easy, but generating a high quality relevant lead is not that easy. It sometimes becomes very complicated. Again, it depends on the niches that you're targeting. And again, you have the leads, you have the details, people, that these people are interested. Now it's your job to convince the person that you are the right person to take the product or service from you. So again, the job is 50% done. The most important part is to get the conversion done. So again, this should be one of the most important point. Another thing is urgency. You have a lead with you. How fresh and how hot is the lead? So the thing is, you have a lead where the requirement is they need the product or service after 6 months. And there are leads where they are looking for a product or service that they need within a week. So definitely the one who have a requirement within a week, you should target them fast, because that's the sale that the probability of getting the sale is faster if you target the lead which is a bit urgent. Again, client's expectation, a lot of people in some cases they say a lot of things about the the offerings, but at the end of the day, if you don't keep up your word, if you are not as per your offering, then the customer is not going to stay with you. So all the hard work that you have done to attract the lead, convert it, and at the end it will just go away. So it's no good. So it's better that you set an expectation to the customer, and you fulfill that and make sure that you are able to show him that this is what the ROI you are getting. So you are spending this amount and in return you are getting this value. So if you can do it, I can tell you customer is not going to leave you. So what I have done is lead generation strategies. I try to broke it down to in two different ways. Like one is a traditional one. Like traditional is something like we all know about it and we all practice and implement that. Whereas I have one is not so traditional. So that is something we all know about it, but we don't implement. So that's the difference between the two. But we know about all of them. There's nothing secret or nothing extra, nothing special that I'm going to share today. So first is search engine optimization. I think Paige, explained it fantastically. So we have some data, you can go through it. Some of them, like 90% organic search is coming from Google. Like that's the best search engine that is there in the market. The content length again, it plays a very important factor. Then there is obviously a good chance for long-term keywords, like Paige mentioned. And on the other hand, like people are more inclined towards organic search than on the paid advertisements, because everyone looking at that can say like is something that has been promoted, and if you have a good ranking, if you're on the list, that means this is something it came over the time. So the trust factor is more in organic compared to the paid versions. So paid ads. Okay, so here are some of the SEO tools that I personally use. Alright, so if you want, you can try it yourself. So one is Yoast. This is like probably one of the oldest player in the market. And we have others like Rank Math, which is a new one but quite an improved one. And another one like that I personally use quite a lot of time, that is the SEO framework. So these are the tools that you can try for your SEO. Now coming back to the social media marketing, basically like now everyone is on social media, so is your customer. So if you are not on the social media and if you are not active on that, so it's not something that is appreciated or something should be done. So you have to be online and make sure you're interacting with the audience there on the social media. And regarding the numbers, you can see all the numbers. I'm not going to go through that in details. And again, another thing that I want to highlight is the hashtag. Like many of us use hashtag, but what is the purpose of the hashtag? It's basically a way of tagging your post or tagging your photographs or tagging your content, I would say. So if you use the right hashtag, and that can do miracle for you. Then the content that we are sharing. So the idea is to not to get more likes or rather more comments on it. The only way to get the maximum benefit is by sharing the content. So our target is to understand like how many times our content got shared. Because if you share a content, that means the person who are in your followers, they are getting the particular, they are able to watch that particular thing, at least up to a certain level. So the target should always be about the reach that we are getting, and the maximum reach you can get is by sharing a content. So a lot of our clients, a lot of the people, they say like we need to get this like, this much comment, but the most important thing is what is how you are reaching more people. So in that case, share works the best. Another thing I want to highlight is about the Facebook group and LinkedIn group. Sorry, I have a mistake. It's become group. So ignore me for that. It's supposed to be Facebook and LinkedIn group, and obviously Twitter. So many companies, many freelancers, even they have their own personal groups in Facebook as well as in LinkedIn, and they are highly active on that. So any people having any kind of queries or whatever it is, they solve it immediately and they create a bonding down there. And that actually bring a trust factor. So next time they have a problem, they get in touch with that particular person. And it is personally I have implemented this a couple of times and I'm still doing, and this is probably one of the best way to get organic leads. And above all, it's like good karma. You are helping people. And customer service, if you are confident, then I think if you can provide customer service over Twitter, then it becomes like very good platform, because the whole world is watching you. That people are having problem and you're solving it. So that's probably one of the best way to get the more more coverage, you can say. Next is paid advertisement. I think everyone knows about it. So I'm not going to go through the numbers again. It's kind of boring. So and we already know a lot about this. So I'm just highlighting a few points. The thing is, years back, people used to go through the ads. They think like that number was limited, so people preferred that time, or they were not aware that this is an ad and this is not a regular. This is like a regular text or a regular thing. So, but nowadays everyone is aware that this is an ad, and they are getting so much advertisement that they don't want to see more ads. But if your content is interactive, it have an emotional, or it has some touch, or it has some content that you can relate to, then that particular boring and irritating advertisement can be very interesting thing. And there are countless examples where like an advertisement gets shared couple of times because that particular video has some funny element or maybe something that you can recollect. So again, advertisement can be very interesting. So we need to make sure that advertisement doesn't mean that we only have to promote a product or service. It can be like engaging an audience and create an interest in them. Make them love your brand rather than anything else. If they love your brand, then they would do their own research to find out about your product and service. And another thing is ad copy. Ad copy is something very crucial because a lot of time what we see is people write something like they put a different title and description and metas and all. Then when you go to the website or the landing page, the content is completely different. So that should not be something very expected, and that's something that Google don't like. So it's better that we avoid that. Content management and distribution, like again, content management is like you can say the art of creating good content and get it distributed to the right audience. So there can be a lot of ways. You can make a very good detailed article, post and just use it multiple times, reusing it couple of times in a different way. Like a post can be converted into an infographic, and the same post can be converted into maybe a video. So there is a lot of way you can do it, and you can also like put small snippets that can again be used as a quotation, or that can again be used for tweeting online. So the possibilities is huge, but the main thing is the content should come up with a value. Should not be some random contents. Okay. Blog, how to guide tutorials. This is a very simple thing and nothing to explain in details. We all know about it, so I'm not going to bore you guys. But these are the best thing that you should have it on your website. Because if you are providing a product or service, and if you are providing a well-written blog where you are explaining like why they need that particular product or service, or what kind of problem they are facing, and how your product is going to solve that, you can just very well you can write it down there. Then how to guides, again it's a must for all the product related websites. Tutorials again is a very important thing, because how to search, what to do, this, that, so this kind of things I think have a very huge search volume in Google. So again, it would be a very good idea. Relevance is again important, but a lot of people will suggest create more contents. If you can, it's great, but create more, or create more awesome content which your audience will find important, because that is very important. If you create a lot of contents which are of no standard, nobody's going to read through that. Maybe you will get a good ranking, people will go to your website, they will check it and they will leave it. So that's of no use. Our main focus should be knowing the content, making things for the human, not for the search engine or anything else. Because at the end of the day, the human is your customer and they are going to buy your product or service. So there should be a touch, there should be a bonding to connect with the human, or to connect with the particular person who is reading your content. So that should be the prime focus. Like I'm sharing my personal thoughts. Everyone might have a different way of thinking. Again, it's better to highlight your value proposition so that your clients, your maybe prospects, they understand like what value you are giving them. It's better you showcase a problem that they might face it, and then you go ahead and provide a solution. So they have a better understanding, okay, this company or this person knows what problem they are facing, and they are giving an idea that, yeah, this way we can solve it. Email automation, again, is a process of automating all the emails. You can use MailChimp, and there are other services that can be used. So I'm not going to going in details to explain it. And just want you to spam it, because that's not going to help you. And you must maintain a very segregated, very well organized email list. Don't collect all the emails under one list, because that's a very bad idea. So if you have people who are interested in how-to videos, or if you have people who are interested for your particular niche of the blog, or if there are people who are just interested to learn about the new technology, then put a different group or you can say different categories and segregate them according to that. So if a person want to know about your how to guide, don't sell send them the latest trending or something, because that might not be very interesting to them. Just understand what your client wants and send them that. They would be very happy and they would be staying with you for a long time, and maybe they would even ask their friends to sign up. Okay, so these are the tools that I use personally. So one is Mailchimp, Icegram, Jetpack, Hotjar, Optimizely, and OptiMaster. So these all the tools are very well coded and it's fantastic. Probably if you want, you can try it. I personally use it. Okay, so let's come to the not so traditional factors, like which again, as I mentioned, like we know about it, but we hardly use them. So one is referral and word of mouth. So might be thinking, boss, you are telling about something related to digital marketing, then why are you talking about word of mouth? Because the same thing can be done online, right? I can refer to my friend that I got this particular cell phone from this particular brand. I love it. If you want, you can get this phone. This is what I'm doing. I'm just suggesting my friend. So it doesn't mean that you need to be online, offline. Doesn't matter. And the best part is that if you get a referral, if someone refers you or your product or service, probably that is the best lead that you will ever get. No lead can compromise with that particular quality, because the person who is referring might be your friend, might be your colleague, might be your associates, and you trust those person more than anyone else, like maybe in Google or other review. So word of mouth, referral, this work like charm. For product or maybe service industries, you can have a simple referral program. There are a lot of plugins that can use in your WordPress site and get it done. There are also some SaaS products, you can use them up, it's up to you. And another thing is the webinar. Everyone loves to watch a lot of videos, right? So the best way to get those audience together is to conduct a webinar. In your webinar, just have lots of fields with probably ask the name, phone number, email address, and maybe why you want to attend the webinar. They put down their information because they want some value out of you. Maybe they have similar problem that a solution that you might be providing. They're interested. So they would share their details and you get the details with you. That a kind of a lead. Or you can say you can use that to follow up. You can educate more and then slowly, steadily you can just nurture the lead, and that is a good chance that it can convert into a sales. And other thing is in most platforms like webinar can be downloaded. You edit it a bit and again you can multi-purposely use it. Maybe you can put it on Facebook, maybe the similar, make a small snippet of it and use it for other medias like social media, like Twitter. Maybe you can have it on WhatsApp. So it's up to you how you want to use the content. But the one condition is make good quality content and repurpose it. Don't make the content once and forget about it. So that's one thing. And contest. So I can share a very funny and very effective way that we had tried for one of the clients. So that was like a paint shop. So they came to us and they said we want to do something so that people know about me and get more leads or more inquiries or something. I said what is your deadline? How much your budget? So gave us a very months long deadline and quite a small budget. So I said, do you mind giving away free services of this amount? Say that's fine unless and until I make some profit out of it. I'm fine with it. At least I can make a break in it. So we said do one thing. Let's go for a social media campaign where we will ask people to snap a picture of their house and snap a picture of the house or maybe the room, especially it was room, and share the one that you want to have it. Like you want to just snap a picture of this wall you like and your own and share it with us, and it will be randomly selected. And if you like it, one lucky person will get complete revamp free of cost. We did that for 15-20 days and the response was huge, and luckily we brought a lot of leads and many of them got converted and client was very happy. Next point is freemium. Most of the product people you will find here, they mostly work on the freemium model. So what is that? That is they provide you a free version of a particular product, maybe theme or maybe plugins, and if you want more functionality of it, you need to pay a small amount. But if you don't want to pay, you can just enjoy the free version. Most of them are quite good and easy to use. But in the return, what happens is they are getting a branding from there. Okay, I'm using this particular template, and the free version work like charm. There's a lot of plugins that out there which work like charms without even upgrading to the pro version or paid version. So freemium would be a good model. And the last and the most important thing is networking. Like there is no substitute on that. Since I'm talking about lead generation, like if you go to like any events, it can be anywhere. Doesn't matter if it should be a formal event or maybe you're out traveling. You can just talk with the person next to you. You never know like what kind of profession he's into. Because I personally made sales in a lot of places where you don't expect that this thing can happen. So you have to keep networking, and you can just treat it as a game that I'm playing this unless and until I don't get a sell, I will keep on trying it. So networking has no substitute. It's something that everyone should, or I would say everyone must do it, and they should master the art of networking. So I want to talk about briefly about the lead conversion flow. So basically the way you can design the funnel while making your whole way flow. So first is engagement. Like you can do social posts and other mediums to get more engagement, and then share some value with them. Once the value exchange is done, they provide you some information. Try to get it converted. If it works, awesome. You execute the task and try to retain the customer and try to make some upsell. And last and most important, try to make them your fan person, so that they are so happy that they want to share the word that I'm working with this particular company and they provide an awesome service. So they can be your brand ambassador. And on the other hand, if the conversion doesn't happen, the best way is target them, maybe remarketing, and there are other solutions that you can try and work with your content marketing strategist and find out a solution. But don't leave the client, don't leave the lead empty. Try working on it at least for 120 days. And then try to catch up, like if you have the number and if you have details, try to send follow-up emails or meet a person to person, arrange a person to person meeting. One thing is, like if you can arrange a person to person meeting, that thing is the best thing. Like no email, no phone number, nothing can substitute the meeting that you have with the person. So that is something that I would personally share. If it's possible, you can always try that. And last, you can obviously try again to pitch the person. But you can do it a couple of times. If it doesn't work, that means whether your service is not that something that he needs, or maybe he got a better alternative. Just forget about it and move on to step one again and keep doing the step again. So that's it from myself. So if anyone have any questions or something, I'm happy to answer.
What about the other platforms for lead generation? Like even Just Dial in India Mart also affects on SEO setting. Though there is a superstar website and good SEO setting, even then Just Dial in India Mart affects on that SEO. And like sometimes they claim that we own some positions in the Google page.
The thing is, they have a lot of contents. So, and they have their team sitting there who are working just to get that position. So, if they lose the position, nobody is going to click on that. Again, the main thing that I would recommend anyone is to learn the quality of the lead. Maybe just they'll just refer you the lead, and they also refer the same lead to maybe 10 other people. So, there is somewhere where you're fighting with 10 other companies. And they are offering the same thing on the same platform. And it's not easy to get a good listing, but if you work hard, that's not something impossible. Even if you're on the at the end of the last page, I can tell you will be at least getting some traffic. And if the people take the effort to scroll down, click on your page, share their information, and then you get back to them, that means they have a requirement. Whatever product or service you're offering, they want that. That's why they took the hassle to going all the way down and fill up the information just to talk with you. So that can be a very good lead, and you can take it forward.
Okay, and one more thing, as we both are, I will start with Raj also, as we both are SEO expert, Just Dial in India Mart claims that we own some position. Is it true that Google also allows that paid position in that?
No, as you can, like Google, the main purpose, as we say, the main purpose is to provide value to the end user. They don't care who is Just Dial, who is this company, who is that company. The purpose is like you provide good information. Rather I would say you have a query, you have a particular keyword. Against that you provide a valid information, valid answer, well descripted thing, and people keep on clicking on it because CTA plays a very important role. Like how many times a person click on the link. So that is a very important link. So what Just Dial and every other brand they complain, claims, I don't think so how far that is true or not true, and I guess this is something that we can talk offline because we are taking name of the brand as well. That
One
should
more
be.
thing means we can, with a good SEO setting, we can bypass the ranking also.
That is possible.
Yes, yes.
That is possible, and that is not that tough. I can tell you. If you know basic SEO, you are providing good content. I can tell you, you can bypass those big websites. Not in all the keywords, maybe in certain keywords. That is 100% possible, and it's been done. So don't not to be panicked or something. All right. Any more points from anyone? Yes, sir.
What are the platforms available for go for a webinar?
Webinar you can try GoToMeeting is a costly one, and it's also a very good brand.
Free one?
So you can just do the research. I personally use one from Zoho. I find it very inexpensive, and I kind of like the support. There are others as well. So
They all are paid ones.
yeah, it's more or less most of the platforms they have a trial version which is having a limited, like Zoom have a limitation, Zoom have a limited edition. All of them have a freemium model. You can try that, and if you find it useful, then you can upgrade to the paid version.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.